Here's a four-letter word that gets thrown around a lot when people talk about retiring and about this being their last job. It's going to surprise you. It's the word quit. Q-U-I-T. People ask, when are you going to quit? Are you quitting? What's it going to feel like when you finally quit? And for those of us who have worked 30, 40 years and we have made it to this point in life, we know straight up that we ain't quitting. Quitting is what we did back in our 20s and our 30s. Quitting is giving up and saying, I'm going to a new job. No, this is very different. Retirement, your last corporate job, moving on your terms is not quitting. It's not even necessarily retiring. It's simply making a decision, choosing differently. Let's talk about this. It is simply making a decision. Retiring is not quitting. It's not even transitioning. Every time I hear somebody use the word quit in relation to moving out of this last position into the next chapter of life, it rubs me the wrong way. Quitting speaks of failure, inability to complete, disappointment, surrender, giving up. And we're doing none of that. We could have done that decades ago when we really felt like it. But no, now we are choosing differently. We are simply crossing the threshold from what they have told us and forced us to do our entire lives. And now we're choosing differently. We are making the choice to move on. Quitting sounds negative because our entire life, that's what you did when you got your feelings hurt, when you had enough, when somebody really PO'd you, you just quit. You walked. No notice, you're done. I'm out of here. Yeah, we're all a little bit older, a little bit wiser, a tad more sophisticated, and damn sure more mature. We're not quitting. Society has told us that there's a certain protocol when you want to leave the correct way from your current employer. Well, we don't need the references anymore. We don't care about the resume. If I never have to write down that I worked for this company from August 2019 until date unknown, yet to be determined, I am okay with that. I've already eradicated my footprint on many social boards out there in the networking world where I've always pursued my next opportunity. I'm serious when I say this is my last corporate job, period. End of story. Regardless of what society says. And you can put whatever label you want to on it. Jen finally quit. She gave up the ghost. She rolled over. And I will just laugh and ask the question, for those of you who read Atlas Shrugged, who is John Galt? I've not quit. I'm just choosing differently. By making this choice, it's not a reflection on our characters. No, our characters has nothing to do with this. We have worked hard 30, 40, I want to say 50 years, but then that's child labor laws and that's an entirely different channel, I'm sure. But I was pressed into working in family businesses about age 12. I was loaned out to family friends to go work for their family businesses starting at age 12. It was what you did. You don't get after a certain age, you don't get around all summer and just sit down and watch cartoons and play in the neighborhood. No, there were things that needed to be done. There were people who needed help. There was money that had to be made. It made me the woman I am today. Yes, when I was younger, did I resent it? Yes, I did. Did I want to quit? Oh, heck yes. but we sucked it up. We moved forward. So quitting is not a character flaw. It is not what we're doing, but even if it was, for all those times in my life where I did quit something, it wasn't always negative. And here's a thought. Why do some of us, because I've been reading in the comments, there's a lot of us out there that's feeling guilty for wanting something different. Yes, there are those in our generation who are not as ready financially and possibly psychologically to even start thinking about making these choices. I know it caught me completely by surprise when my husband, who's only a few weeks older than I am, started talking about it a few years ago. I'm thinking, retirement? What the heck? We're not that old yet, are we? You need to quit thinking that we're that old, honey. And then I realized it's not a matter of being old enough. It's a matter of understanding that when you retire, you don't have to have $1 million. You just simply have to know what your monthly number is and do some math to figure out, do you have enough to meet that core minimum from this day forward? It takes some analyzation. But I will say that once I realized what retirement could possibly mean to me, that it was not necessarily not ever working, it was not coming home and eating bonbons and watching my stories and sitting around and occasionally taking a trip going to a casino. No, retirement, like everything else in my life, was as I wanted to design it and what I wanted it to do. And when I realized it was not so far out of reach that I could finally stop having to set the alarm clock, stop make this horrendous drive, spend more time with friends and family, spend more time with my husband, be the master of my days and not have to answer to somebody else. When I realized I was that close, the whole world shifted. Is it quitting? No, it is not quitting. It is choosing to live differently. I may not have 100% of every dollar I need between now and 93, but I'm not going to not be making some money. I'm going to do what is considered a hybrid retired or semi-retired to our parents' generation. We're moving forward. We're blazing more trails, Gen X. Come on. You figure out what you want to do, and then you are in control to make that happen. But it daggum sure is not quitting. And when you figure out, when you have that light bulb moment and you understand that making this choice based on all the facts and all the numbers, when you are comfortable, you don't have to explain yourself anymore. You no longer feel compelled to even mention to anyone what led up to this choice. It just simply is. When you know, you know. And it's just that easy. So down in the description, I have some free workbooks for you. If you don't know what your monthly number is to have the confidence that you could possibly make this choice for yourself, Master Your Money Plan is down there free for you. If you are feeling suspicious that you're going to need to do a hybrid because there's going to be a gap between what you have versus what you need every month, then I've got a workbook for you, Life Experience to Income. This walks you through where you already have built-in skills and experiences that could possibly translate into income streams and hustles for you in retirement. You could go check with your company to see if they've got a glide down that you can start working to where you don't do the glass of ice water jumping into a lake in the middle of February type of exit. You can gently start staging it down from work, keeping benefits intact to a certain point, I'm sure. but you can adjust psychologically and economically to the next stage of life that you're choosing. So the choice isn't necessarily, gotta go right now. No, the choice is you're just going to move forward differently. It's no longer the indefinite, undefined, work forever life that you've had up to this point. Retirement is a choice. It's a choice, number one, how you plan to live it. If you plan to work or not, because you want to or not, or you need to or not. And it's also a choice that you get to make outside of what the rest of the world is telling you. So when somebody asks you when you're quitting, I had somebody in the comment, Nikki, you know who you are. They go into the office, and when somebody asks when they're going to retire, their response is, and I absolutely adore it, I'm trying to figure out how to work this into my life. Oh, anytime within the next 2 weeks to 10 years. The final date is up to management. And that is an open-ended statement, because I am no longer here at the pleasure of my bosses in my company. I'm here at the pleasure of me. And my date of exit is dependent on whether or not I continue to enjoy this job with this company. So is it dependent on management? Well, to a point. But ultimately, it's my job satisfaction. So for me, and I hope you feel the same way too, retirement is not the absence of a choice. Retirement is not the absence of work. It's the presence of a choice you get to make. I'm Jenny. I've got a little to say about a lot of stuff. This is video number 1 in the final 7-month series. Like, share, subscribe, send this video to somebody in your life who needs to see not only this video, but the entire 7-month series. Go and binge it. Makes fantastic listening when you're driving, when you are doing housework, yard work, gardening. Sit down, gather the family like it's an old-time radio show and listen or watch videos together. All right, I will see y'all soon. I post on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I do a jigger or gym when I got something to get off my chest, and obviously I do these series. So I will see you soon. Stop recording.